Hello everyone, it's a new week and I have a new video for you. So today we will turn over together this Chippendale style dining table. I will start by removing the old finish of the tabletop, and I'm starting with some 80 grit sandpaper. Then I will move down to 120 and 2 to 40 grit. Okay, so I'm actually done with sanding with 80 grit sandpaper. I'm gonna just hand sand at this small edge here because I cannot do it with the sander. But this piece is actually, so this top is actually not solid wood, it's veneer, and unfortunately here I just sent it through the veneer, and now I need to find a way to fix this. I will play maybe a little bit with my stain, because I don't want to paint this. I want this to stay like wood. I will dark stain this, but I still have two more leaves extensions, but for that ones I will use some stripper. For the leaves, I decided to go with the stripper first before sanding, because the finish was hard to remove and the veneer was pretty thin, and as you can see, I already sanded through the veneer on the main top. Okay, so I covered my piece with some foil just to see if this will stop my stripper to dry too fast on me. Now I'm gonna pour some rubbing alcohol in here to neutralize the effect of the stripper, and I'm gonna use this, it's like a sponge, just to remove even more of that finish. Now, one thing more, guys. Even if I strip this piece, it doesn't mean that I don't have to sand it. But with the stripper, I just saved myself a big amount of time and effort. Okay, so now it's finally time to apply our stain. So I will pour it directly on my surface, and I gave it a good shake before, because this is what the instructions says. Now let's move to the base. As you can see, I have a crack all around my base, so I have to fill this with some wood filler. Okay, so now I'm gonna sand down all these parts with the wood filler, and I will see if I need to do more refill. If not, I'm gonna to scuff sand the legs to clean everything, and then we are ready for the paint. Okay, now I'm gonna clean this piece. I'm using some TSP solution. So guys, I know I say this all the time, but cleaning furniture is not an optional step. This is a must. You can skip, I don't know, maybe priming if it's not necessary, maybe even scuff sanding if you feel like your surface it's not shiny and you won't have problem with addition. But cleaning is not optional. Cleaning is a must, because you don't know what type of products, of cleaning products was used. There is a lot of grease remained after finger touching and stuff like this. So you have to clean your piece, and you have to clean your piece with some degreaser. This is mandatory, not just to take a wet rag and to clean it. It's not enough. So you have to use a degreaser. Okay, so now it's time to scuff sand our piece. As you can see, guys, this finish is pretty it's pretty shiny, and this can cause adhesion problems to my paint. It may not stick proper. So you have two options. You can scuff sand the piece, or you can use a gripping primer. Sorry. But to be honest, my advice would be just use both. In this case, I won't use any primer because I'm going with a dark finish, so I don't need it. But if I would go with a lighter color, I would scuff sand and then I will prime. Pay attention especially to all the moldings and stuff like this where you have cut edges, because this is the places where you will have like 100% problems with the adhesion. Okay, so now it's time to finally paint. I'm gonna use Midnight Sky by Dixie Belle, which is black with some blue undertones. I have two brushes, one for the larger surfaces and this one for the legs, and of course my missile bottle. So let's get started. I'm gonna start by mixing my surface and my brush as well, because I'm actually going for a pretty smooth finish on this one. This was a little bit too much water, but that's okay. So whenever you want to get a smooth finish, just work in long strokes and don't use too much paint. So you better make one additional coat rather than putting too much paint on on your piece. And so this leg here has this mold, and I'm just going with some stippling motions because I want to get paint in all those small spaces and crevices. And once I'm done, I'm going just to smooth everything out. Okay, so now it's time to top coat. Normally, I mean, this is the base of a dining table, and I would rather to seal it with something more durable than just wax, because you know, people are tending to rub their feet against the feet or with shoes or some stuff like this. So I have this satin varnish by a Wise Owl, and I'm gonna give it a try on a leg because I'm not an expert in top coating with liquid top coats, and after I had like a lot of back and forth on this piece, I just don't want to take any other risks. I will try it on one leg, and if it works, then I will put it on the entire piece. So I'm gonna pour a little bit in this recipient, so just a little bit, just for one leg. This should be enough. Okay, and because the black and all the dark colors are a little bit tricky to top coat, because it can get streaky, I will add just a tiny bit of my color, and I will mix it well together. And I will take my zebra fan brush, and I will just moisturize it just to get it a bit wet, not too much water. I'm not taking too much product. and I'm going in long strokes. You see me doing some stippling motions here, but just because I have this this mold here, and I really want this to stay nice and clean. As you remember, I tried to put some liquid top coat. It was okay, but it was a little bit too shiny for me, a bit streaky. I feel like I could actually figure this out, make it work, but you guys, I'm so done over this piece, and maybe I should try like a sponge brush. I don't have any, and they are not selling here in Germany, at least in my area. I cannot find them at the hardware store. I need to order them on Amazon. I don't have time and I'm over it, so I just want to get it done. And like they say that the shortest road is the one you know, so the quickest way to do things is to do them the way you know. So I'm going with wax. So I'm using my Rust-Oleum wax and my Lignocolor brush. I'm just gonna apply a generous amount of wax here, and I'm gonna just apply it in every direction, horizontal, vertical. Just the most important thing is your wax to get over the each small part of your piece. I will let it sit for a couple of minutes, and then I will come back and wipe it away. So now I'm gonna take a microfiber cloth and I'm gonna remove the excess. Something very important for you to know, guys, when you top coat dark color, especially black, it doesn't matter if you use a liquid or top coat or wax, you need to make sure that you remove all the excess wax, because otherwise you will get a streaky finish. So if this would be like a classic black with no undertones to it, I would definitely do the second coat of wax. I will mix some black wax with some clear wax, and that way I will get like a flawless finish. But since this is black with some blue undertones, and I don't want, I want it to stay like this, I'm gonna just use only clear wax, and I'm going to apply 3 coats of this. I will let them sit like for 2 hours, and in between each coat, and then like after a day or 2, I'm going to take another clean microfiber cloth, and I'm gonna to buff it just to give it a little bit of shine. I don't want it to be too shiny, but to have like a little bit of sheen. Now it's time to put some extra protection on the top, and I'm gonna use this liquid polyacrylic top coat. I know it's written here that it's for parquet, for the flooring, but actually if you read on the can, it says that it's also for the furniture. It's water-based, and I already poured a little bit in my tray because I like to apply this with a microfiber cloth, sorry, with a microfaser roller, and I put some alu foil inside just to be easier to clean this. I'm gonna take some top coat on my roller. So the trick, guys, is like always to work with small amounts of top coat and apply it with the direction of the wood grain. And I'm gonna apply 3 coats just to make sure that I have a good protection, because this is a dining table, so I want to make sure that it's good protected.
Okay guys, so I'm done here. This table turned out very beautiful. Unfortunately, you can still kind of can see this damage here, but it's not so bad, so that's okay. Stay tuned because I still have to refinish the chairs, and I also want to do some makeovers in my living slash dining room, so stay tuned for more videos. So if you guys like it, please give me some thumbs up, leave me a comment below if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.